Welcome. It is. What's today's date? March 7th. I'm here with Cody. It's 2 o'clock.
Ring-a-ding-ding.
How we doing?
Me?
This is one of the... Usually Cody will come over. We chat for a little. I haven't really chatted with him.
We haven't talked.
He was doing... we filmed a little later today. I need to do some stuff, but you had a meeting with the unemployment to make sure that you're getting you're still searching.
Yeah, and I've been searching.
You are searching.
Real long and hard days.
That's a hard thing to prove, though, right? Do they just take your word for it? You're like, yeah, I'm searching. And they're like, okay, cool.
To be honest, I don't know because I didn't talk to her.
What?
Because I had to go to the doctor. So then I had to push it back. But, so I don't know. She said, but you had to, like, prove your work history or your work search.
Mm-hmm.
But when we had the initial meeting, she was like, she just had a piece of paper. She's like, you just filled this out. So
Okay.
I think I just show her and be like, hey, look, I looked.
They do not care. There's no way they care.
As long as you're just kind of not being a complete idiot. It's probably one of those things where, like, as long as you pretend.
I bet if let's say someone goes on unemployment and then, like, in 2 weeks they meet with the person, they're like, hey, good news, I found a job. They're probably shocked. They're probably like, wait, really?
Yeah.
Wait, you didn't want the fucking free money every week? Are you serious?
Yeah, the unemployment people probably think it's so hard to get a job.
Yeah.
Like, it's impossible out there.
They're like, you didn't want to lay on the couch and watch Lord of the Rings and get paid?
Yeah.
You wanted to actually go back to work?
So I've been going into places, like so many places.
Searching.
So
Dropping off resumes.
So many resumes. I ran out of ink in my printer. That's how many resumes I
Sometimes
printed.
people will drop off a resume at my deli that I work at. Or sometimes they'll come up and say, like, hey, are you guys hiring? And I'm like, no, but if you have a resume, I can pass it to my manager for when maybe we are hiring.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, oh, I don't have a resume.
It's insane.
And I'm like, what are you doing then?
Yeah. Or sometimes people will come in with their friends, and they're like, oh, we're just wondering if you're hiring. I'm like, dude.
How like a group of friends?
It's like it'll be like two chicks together.
A group of black teens? Kidding.
Hey, I didn't say no. Yeah, generally, honestly, it generally is. Because white teens don't exist in New York.
It's true.
Okay,
Because they're hiding. No, I'm kidding.
My dad texted me today and was like, I saw an article about the trains in New York. They're going to have higher police presence?
Yeah.
Weren't we talking about that the other day?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, we're just how, like, trains are way sketchier than they used to be.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's like, yeah, my dad saw an article. He's like, is this scary? And I'm like,
that's got to suck, that you go into work and you just have to stand on the subway platform for 8 hours.
Wait, with what?
Like as
as
police
a cop?
officer,
Oh,
yeah.
horrible.
Are they putting them on the train or on the platforms?
Well, I think they're doing probably just what they do now, where, sometimes they're on, sometimes they're off.
Yeah.
And now there's like an announcement that's like, the NYPD is on the platform if you need anything.
Yeah.
And so I'd imagine you just have more cops on the train, which us, we're blue.
We back to blue.
That way.
I like the cops on the subway.
Oh, dude, I think anyone
Easy.
who acts like they don't, I'm like, dude, wouldn't you rather have a cop than a fucking crazy guy? There's no way. You're lying if you say you wouldn't.
Yeah.
Unless you're black, then then it's different.
Yeah, it's different.
Okay, we need to stop saying that.
What do you think about when white guys start really... We should just avoid this topic. We're going to avoid this topic.
White guys bashing the police?
Yeah.
I roll my eyes.
I think most of the time, I would say 50-50, they actually like do care, but then there's the other 50% who just want like people to think like, oh, look at me.
I also think it's just like...
We're off to a hot start.
I know. Yeah, I don't know. I know like there's like this guy we do comedy with. I'm not going to say names, but he was like all anti-cops. But a lot of guys who
Say
were
his
like
name.
stoners...
Say his name.
No way. When they were stoners growing up,
Yes.
in their head they're like, fuck the police as stoners, which is such a different mentality than like other people have against the police.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about? So then when they get older, they're like still like, fuck the police, even though they don't do anything illegal. But they probably got in their head they're getting hassled back when they're teens, even though they're probably high and being rowdy. I don't know. You never know.
We don't know. We back the blue. That's all that I know. What else do I have to talk about?
Yeah.
Trains are a little sketchy. I am personally fine on the trains, but I do fear for women.
Yeah.
I support women. I think, especially, Becca coming home late at night, I'm like, I can't imagine.
Oh, yeah. Insane.
Me, a well-endowed, strong man,
It's huge.
no one can mess with me. But, petite women...
But you and I come home from Broadway sometimes at like 1:30.
It's sketchy.
And it's scary.
It's not good.
And there'll be like guys, literally cars full of, there'll be like 4 or 5 people sleeping.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck?
The sleeping's one thing. I hate when they put they'll be in like a corner seat and they put a blanket over their head and then there's just vigorous motion underneath it. And I'm like, this guy's jacking off.
Or he's getting the gun ready.
He's jacking off or he's clocking the gun rapidly.
Yeah.
He's polishing his gun or he's jacking his penis.
Or both.
Or both.
Or both.
Yeah, it's not great coming home that late, but other than that, I mean, it's that or a $40 Uber, so I have to risk my life.
Yeah. I mean,
I used to try this joke, but it didn't really work. Is if I'm on a sketchy train, but then I see like a beautiful woman, I feel much better because I'm like, well, he's not gonna mess with me. She smells like mango.
yeah.
He's gonna assault her and fuck her face, and I'll use that as a diversion. I'm not a hero. Like people are like, oh, look for a police officer, look for a strong man. No, look for a petite woman that will get her face fucked, and I'll just run away.
I have no idea why that wouldn't work. That's cool.
Yeah, people were like, yeah. I think it worked at Mike's, but regular audience members were like, this is appalling.
Yeah, especially face fuck. Are you kidding? That's
Yeah.
a horrible image.
So
No, it is funny, but that's...
it really hits two topics. People don't like homeless jokes,
Nope.
and they don't like sexual assault. So
No.
I was hoping they would cancel each other out.
Yeah, I feel like if you found like a nice way to say it, but even the implication of the woman is being hard,
Yeah.
and that's not... No, audience don't like that.
Maybe
We
a
don't
hot.
like
Maybe I
that.
should say a hot guy.
You could do like a rich guy, like with a nice watch, like something that just makes him like an easy.
I look for a
target
nice
you.
one.
Or a
Just go be like, check out that watch. Somebody he comes over to me. I'm like, no, but look at that watch. Before you rob me, that guy's got a sick watch.
or like an old man. That's still can't
No.
punch down.
An old man with nothing to lose,
Yeah.
and a racist, and he's racist.
And
a
he's
racist
bent,
old man.
His back's bent, and he has bags of cans.
I'm looking for what's his name from Gran Torino?
Clint
Clint
Eastwood.
Eastwood.
That he's badass though. Are
Yeah.
you kidding?
That
He's
was a
scary.
crazy movie. You see that movie?
Yeah, I don't really remember. It was fine.
Coconut water. I got coconut water.
You have coffee today?
Mm-hmm.
Right now?
I had a matcha, and then I'm doing a little mud water right now.
Oh, you're rapid firing right now.
I am jazzed up. Do you like coconut water?
Yeah, I love it. It's on my bad list. Though,
You ever hear
so-
Sam Talent's joke of coconut water?
No.
He's something like, coconut water, the taste of cum with the viscosity of cum. I've always thought water didn't taste like cum enough. Thanks, coconut water.
That's funny.
I don't think I'm hydrated enough because my arm keeps like twitching.
What happened to your leg? You got a Band-Aid on your knee?
I just like scratched my knee and then it wouldn't stop bleeding. So I was like, I can't deal with this.
Little boo-boo?
I'm a busy man.
I get that. Oh, I guess I'll tell the story that when I was at an open mic.
Tell the story. When
I'm
was
not
it?
going to say names.
Okay, no names.
No names. Yesterday, I'm at a mic. A woman with the baby walks in,
Whoa.
which we have a group chat, and someone posted on Reddit recently, like, people who bring their babies to mics
And
is
it was
psychotic.
And the Reddit post was, I do stand up in New York. This woman brings her baby.
Yeah.
And I hate it. So I messaged in the chat. I'm like, do you guys know who this is?
Yeah, and then last night, the woman comes to the mic. The baby's like, she like sits in the back, like in the hallway, but the baby's just making noises.
Oh.
The baby had to be like one.
Oh.
Adorable little baby. But making
That's
like,
actually a little better. Maybe the younger, the better, I guess. I
no,
feel like
but
2 or 3, they're just running around screaming.
yeah, this baby was like in the middle, but like where you couldn't be like quiet because he was too young to like understand.
Yeah.
So then she gets on stage and has zero material. The
Amazing.
baby puts the baby down. The baby like starts yelling to get back up, so she lifts him. And the whole time,
While on stage?
yeah.
Oh, my
But
God.
just like literally 3 different times, like put him down, then he yelled, brought him up, and the whole time she's like, I hate. She's like, I hate stand up, but I want to be a comedian, movie actor.
Yeah.
But you have to do stand up, so that's why I'm here. So everyone's like, the mic was already tough. Everyone's like, okay, fuck.
Yeah, what the
No one gives a
fuck?
fuck. Anyway, she gets off. Everyone riffs a little bit about it.
About the baby?
Yeah, and I like followed her and whatever. And then another guy's on stage, and a woman walks in,
Mhm.
different woman, and the guy on stage goes, "Oh, you glad you don't have a baby?" And the girl who walked in was like, "That's very misogynistic." And he's like, "No, it's just because there was a baby earlier." And she's
Also,
like,
how is that misogynistic?
well,
It's not.
oh, I don't know. Well, then
Glad you don't have a baby. No, like, can you actually explain to me? I don't understand.
me.
Yeah, do you know why that's
I don't.
misogynistic?
To be honest, no. But
No.
that, but
Okay.
but later she so then he's like, oh no, that happened. There's a baby, and then she's like walking through. She's like, that's still misogynistic, and he was like, all right, whatever. And then a few comics later, another guy gets on and pretends to call child services, and like doing the whole act out like one side. And
that's funny.
Yeah, well, it's kind of funny. And then so then the girl gets up, the one who was like, that's misogynistic, and she just basically was like, congratulations, guys, this is the most misogynistic mic I've ever been to. So then, of course, the two guys before are like, kind of like, what the hell? Like,
did they say anything?
Joking. Yeah, well, then they start going back and forth, and she's like, I can explain to you why it's misogynistic. And as she's going to explain it, which I honestly is like, I'm not really sure why, one of the guys called her a cunt under his breath.
Amazing.
And she goes, what did you say? And he says, oh, sometimes I just cough, and I cough and C sounds. And then so he's like trying to do an act. I was like, I guess maybe I said it. And then she's like, okay, well, and then like storms off. She's
Amazing.
like, I'm not gonna do my time. And then another guy went up after, and it was so fucking awkward. And then the two guys like apologized to the host, and then she was pissed, and that was it. But
what did the host say?
He's like, I'm not part of it. I'm not in it.
I hate that woman. I'm just gonna say that, and I love women. Everyone knows I support women.
Yeah, I can't. I felt honestly, I felt kind of.
It's
bad.
also like the guy on stage when he was like, "Oh, glad you don't have a baby," even if that is misogynistic, and I don't know how it is. He's trying to make a joke.
Yeah, and the thing is, he also was kind of just he was bad.
Yeah.
And so like, but she didn't know that. So like, it's one thing he tried to make a joke about. He's like, oh, this mic will be good, but the host keeps scoffing at everything, sighing, which he was. So it's kind of funny, but the comic is like very unlikable. So then he says that she's probably in a bad mood. I get it. In the female comics, always have to deal with shit all the time.
And we love women and female.
But they eventually hit their point where like, well, fuck this. But still, to go up on stage and like use your 5 minutes to lecture, like who's
I think I know who it was, and they do that a lot.
Yeah, I will.
I have seen them at mics, and they go up on stage and they're lecturing, and I'm like, okay, I guess this is like, what are you doing here?
You're just not gonna.
You're doing nothing.
Yeah, because no comic is gonna sit there and be like, I am an asshole.
Thank God she told us that.
Yeah.
Also, that I don't know how that's misogynistic. Oh, I'm glad you don't have a baby. It could have been a person. It could have been another guy.
The thing is, no matter who walked in, he was saying
it.
I mean, for her point of view, I guess she didn't know that,
but she never got to explain why.
No, because the C word rolled out.
If I or me, let's say I made the joke, glad you don't have a baby. And then she went on stage and she's like, do you want me to explain it to you? I would have been like, I want you, please fucking explain it to me. And then if she did, I would have been, it would have made no sense. And I would have been like, that makes no sense. And I wouldn't have called her the C word, but I would have called her retarded.
Yeah.
You're retarded.
The C word, that's just like, it's like.
The C word.
He shouldn't have said it. It made like, I feel like it.
I'll say though, the C word's made a great comeback.
I know. But you can't call a woman that because it's like, to them, that's like their N word.
Well,
I know.
Well,
no. I know it's not that bad, but in some women's heads, it's like up. It's like kind of there. Do you know what I'm saying?
Which supports which that's crazy.
I know.
If a woman says the C word's her N word, I'm like, you're crazy.
You
are a crazy person.
I'm saying in their heads. Yeah. So once you bust out the C word, it's like, okay, well now you're the bad guy.
What's a white guy's N word?
Honky ass?
No.
Pale
I think the white
face?
guy N word is them calling you racist because that's such a.
Oh, it's just the easy one.
Yeah, but it's like no, I'm not.
Yeah, Dylan Krause had a bit where
shout out
our boy. He got like punched in the face by a black dude, like randomly. And I don't think he still says this part, but he was like, "This is how I know I'm not racist because even in that moment, I didn't think to say the N word."
Yeah,
which is kind of because in like an argument, you're always gonna say like the easy thing.
Yeah.
So like, people calling us racist just because we're white, like that. I feel like that's an easy target.
Yeah. That's a fucking crazy story.
I know. It's so awkward. Then I did I message the girl later because I felt bad.
And you said I support women. Hashtag
no,
I stand with her. Hashtag Hillary for president.
Well, I didn't. I did feel bad. Like I obviously the whole lecture thing's awkward, but to be like for the guy to call her that is also for him to say it and then not just like be like, yeah, I fucking said it.
Did that guy who said the C word, have you seen him before?
Yeah, you would know.
You gotta tell me after.
Yeah, you know them all.
And viewers, don't even be mad. We're not talking about the name on air. You don't even know who it is.
I might have made this up.
Is that no? He didn't.
No.
Sometimes when like comics will like talk about, they're like, oh, or like I'm like listening to a popular podcast, and they're like, oh, I'll tell you off air. I get pissed off because I'm like, just fucking say it.
Right.
But that's not this.
No. We'll tell you. Message us. I'll tell you.
DM me. Oh, shout out my cousin Doug. That was the guy who was responding to the when you post something on Spotify, when you post an episode the podcast on Spotify. I guess people can like
Rate it?
comment on it.
Oh, really?
So my cousin Doug was doing it.
Oh, and you said you didn't know who it was last
I didn't
week.
know who it was at first, but I was like, I think it's Doug. But so then he responded on the last episode, hey, thanks for the shout out.
Shout out, Doug.
Shout out, Doug. Doug Leader,
Have you ever-
absolute stud,
Have
doctor.
you ever seen Doug's wiener?
I haven't. But you know what? He has I will say this, he has a great jawline. And I think guys with great jawlines probably have great, say it with me, penises.
That's a good theory.
I think that goes hand in hand. I have two theories on I think another like kind of a similar theory, and I think all great men are ass men. That's my other theory.
Why do you think that?
I don't know. I just think that.
Look at this. I spilled on myself.
I know, you just threw water over
You
yourself.
think all great men are ass men?
Yeah,
Wait, what are you?
I'm an ass man, of course.
Are you sure?
Of course.
No.
Love an ass.
I could do it.
Love an ass on my girlfriend. That's it, though.
All right. And as you know, I
And
have a girlfriend as
You
well.
as well.
It's hard being caught up in the relationship thing. Because
Do you
all
catch
these
yourself?
women,
Do you catch your wandering eye and you go,
never.
damn it, damn you, wandering eye.
Never. I'm devoted.
You're like a horse with blinders.
Yeah. Look ahead. Yeah, that's good.
Have you had the once you get a girlfriend, you kind of get other women start to desire you? It's
Yes.
a fact in
it
the
is a
universe.
fact, yeah.
Do you have you experienced this?
Not really,
No.
honestly. One girl
Well, give it
slid
some
in my DMs.
She did?
Yeah.
What'd she say? Did you know her?
No, she's at a show I was on, and she was like, "Hey, you were cute, blah blah blah." And I was like, "Oh, sorry, I got a girlfriend."
Really?
Yeah.
So you have experience. You said no, but that's
Yeah, I guess that was it. But
it's like an aroma. Once
It
you get a
is, yeah.
girlfriend, it's like, what is it? The pheromones.
and it just, but also it's just like the way of the world type of thing, where it's like
People want what they can't have.
Yeah,
Have you ever experienced that?
wanting what I can't have.
I remember in high school one time I was like kind of into this girl, and then I got a girlfriend, and then she was like into me, and I was like, okay, well,
Yeah,
you had 2 years.
right. I don't think I've experienced that.
It's the worst.
Yeah, it's frustrating. Anyway, did we just get sad?
We got sad. Let's do our first topic. Joke that didn't work.
That was
That's what we always start with.
yeah. That was my joke that didn't work. Was the cunt story?
Oh, all right. That's perfect.
Pretty good.
Oh, jeez. So I have a joke where I talk about kidnapping a grandmother, and it works. It works really well. Like, I'm not going to go over that joke because that's in my act. But then I was trying to write a joke about a kidnapped grandma, which I thought would be a funny idea, where like I kind of say like a kid, you really don't have too much leverage with a kidnapped grandma, right?
Right.
Like the kidnappers take your grandma and then they like send you I had this idea where they like send you her finger. Sometimes kidnappers will do that in movies where they're like, here's a finger, and like we're gonna send you another finger every day you don't pay the ransom. And then they would kind of be like, full disclosure, this one kind of just fell off on its own. But the
Yeah.
next one, see my fucking shoulder cracked again. The next one we're gonna send, like we're gonna cut off, and it never worked.
I think it's so because the thing is, that doesn't actually happen where fingers fall off, obviously.
Yeah.
So I think you got to like lean into the cartoonish aspect of it, which I don't know how you would do that.
I was trying to play around with the idea of like them taking her to all her doctor's appointments.
Oh, that's funny.
But a kidnapper wouldn't care about. I think it's a funny idea. Like if someone takes your grandma, you're like, okay.
Yeah. What if it's her teeth, and it's just her fake teeth, and then her fake wig?
Yeah, maybe you're like, we need proof of life, and they send you her teeth. Like, oh my god,
Yeah. The cup, with the
so
teeth in
gross.
it.
Yeah, I think there
Oh.
might be something there. I also played around the idea of like the kidnappers message you and they're like, we have your grandma, you must pay the ransom. And I'm like, oh no, not that fucking crazy racist woman.
That's funnier.
But first of all, my grandma's not racist.
Yeah.
She's very nice, very sweet woman. Shout out my grandma. But second of all, I think a lot of people love their grandma, so it would bomb because of that.
Yeah.
People-
And just anytime is an old lady.
Yeah, people love old ladies.
I like old ladies.
Yeah.
Even though I had a great grandma who was the most evil person. Do you know who? You remember that episode of SpongeBob when he's selling chocolate, and she's like, "I remember when they first invented chocolate."
Yeah. That was your grandma?
My grandma was like the little worm grandma.
Mm.
She reminded me of her. So mean.
What'd she do that was evil?
She'd just sit there with her fucking cigarette in a wheelchair.
Oh.
Be like, "What you looking at, kid? You little gay boy." Used to call us gay boys.
No, she didn't.
No.
Do you remember anything she did that was mean?
No,
or she was
I
just
just
always
remember
pretty...
just like a mean presence, and we're always like afraid.
Yeah,
and she
yeah.
smelled like cigarettes.
Well, she's just probably so angry. Sometimes I think old people are just like inherently angry because they're just in so much pain.
Yeah, yeah.
Like they're snapping back. You're like, "Hey, how's it going?" They kind of like snap back at you, and you're like, "Oh, what a bitch!" But it's like, no, they're just dying. Like
and their life just stinks.
yeah, they're like, "What the fuck?"
But
Like
then so much so nice. So what's that about?
Like even sleeping hurts for them.
Yeah, and imagine like you're like, oh, I have to wake up today, and what? You walk to your kitchen, then you walk to your TV, then you go to sleep, and you do that.
That
every
actually
day?
sounds good though.
Yeah, but did you
Especially
like that
it's
during COVID?
It's guilt free. I liked COVID until I didn't, but there were points during COVID where I'm like, I'm just chilling. My money's going up.
That was the bank was nice. I was serving a lot, but I just felt like this. I was like trying to tell myself to enjoy it, but the whole time I was like, I can't.
I did
this
go a little
anymore.
stir crazy at certain points.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I missed NYC.
One time though, it's back to grandmother's kidnapping. There's like a prank, not a prank, like a scam that people do where they call old people and they're like, we have your daughter.
Yeah.
You heard this?
No.
Yeah, someone did it to my grandma.
Oh, like a scam.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard these scams.
And she said, they're like, oh, we have your daughter, and then they like put on a woman's voice, and my grandma said it sounded exactly like her daughter, and then so she tried to call my aunt, and my aunt didn't answer, so then she's like, oh my gosh, this might be real. And it turns out my aunt was just like out of service for whatever, but it's kind of gnarly.
When I lived in Long Island with my aunt and uncle, their neighbor was like literally like 98 years old, and a few times a year they had to like kind of tell her like, no, this is a scam. She'd be like, oh, I have to go get money. They have my grandson, or they have this, and she'd be like going to the bank, and they're like, no, this is.
That's so fucked.
One time a bank teller stopped her.
Really?
Like the woman got there and she was like, the old lady was taking out money, and she's like, what is this for? And she's like, oh, they have my grandson. And she's like, oh God, no, don't. I'm not gonna let you take this.
Oh, nice.
And then they were like, oh, okay, yeah.
Well, that's a nice lady.
Yeah, nice bank teller.
If you found a suitcase full of money,
Mm-hmm.
what would you do?
100%.
What about the
Where do I find it is the first question.
on a beach in the sand?
Okay, on a beach. Where am I?
San Francisco.
San Francisco. Beach.
Not-
Is it crowded?
No, you're walking there at night with your girlfriend. And
I
then
find
you
it.
stumble upon it, but it's half buried. It's not like someone buried it very well.
I would I would take the money out and put it in pockets and stuff. I wouldn't bring the suitcase. I wouldn't want to be seen holding the suitcase.
Right.
And then I would, let's say I go to California for like a week, and I go, and on day one I find $100,000 on the beach. We're leaving that day. I'm taking the money, and we're going, the vacation's cut short. We're going home. We're not staying in California. We're just going to go home.
Yeah.
We'll figure out something else, but we need to leave this area.
But you take the money.
I take the money, 100%.
What about have you seen No Country for Old Men?
No, I don't watch movies. We all know this. Even though I know that that's a great movie.
It's an amazing movie. But that's he gets the money, and then there's a tracker in the suitcase.
That's why you don't. Yeah, you got to search the money.
Yeah, well, he didn't know that first.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I would do. Like if I were walking down the street and I found, let's just say like a bundle of cash,
Yeah.
I would take it. And let's say I'm going home. I'm not going home anymore. I'm going on the subway.
See if someone's following you.
Not just see if someone's following me, but like also like, yeah, like dodge. I'm like getting off a few times. I'm switching. I'm doing like some sporadic things.
Yeah.
And then maybe I'm walking home to my, you know what I mean? Like I'm not.
Yeah.
And I'm running, and maybe I'm changing it. Like, I'm taking my jacket off. I'm doing this. I'm in case like a camera's looking for me.
That'd be terrifying.
But then I got a 10K, baby.
Yeah, then
Which I need.
It's marked bills, then you go to jail. I guess you'd just be like,
I would bring it to I wouldn't spend any, and I'd bring it to my dad. I go, what do you think? And if he, maybe he goes, okay, look, this is what we're gonna do. This is just gas money. This is just gas money. You don't put it in the bank.
Yeah.
Just use it for gas money.
But you don't have a car.
or for him, or like, you know what I mean? Oh, this is just diner money. This is just,
Oh,
you know,
right,
like
right.
every
Just like easily.
like every week or so for the next like year or two, you just have money to go to the grocery store.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
That's what you do.
I like that.
Don't put in the bank. This is what you do.
Life hack.
Life hack. Let's go to the life hacks. You don't have one.
Never.
Cody's, I think, is going to give him the life hack. I have two thoughts about this. One, he was never good at it, so that's fine.
The life hack?
Yes. And two, the life hacks are getting hard for me, so that must mean they're impossible for Cody. My life hack is not funny, but the other day I was cleaning my blender, and it's hard to clean a blender without hurting yourself. The viewers will know. Have you ever cleaned a blender?
Always.
Yes. It's hard
I don't
because you want to get in there.
Yeah.
So what you got to do is, to clean the blender, put water in the blender, put a little water in the blender, put a little soap in the blender, and blend the water and soap.
I think everyone knows that.
I didn't.
Really?
The other day, I think Becca told me. She's like, oh, just blend the... Also, you can do it with, like, if you want to really deep clean it, you put, like, a little vinegar,
Yeah.
you know, stuff like that, and you blend it for a while, and then it really can...
Yeah, to me that was just common knowledge. That's how I've been cleaning blenders.
He
my
doesn't
whole
even
life.
have a life hack, and he's poking holes in mine.
No, I'm just saying that's like it. That's
It's also
honestly-
gross. When you do it, isn't it gross?
Yeah, it's
You look at the
gross.
water, and I'm like, oh, my God.
But also, that's basically your life hack is like, oh, you need to clean a toilet. They have toilet brushes. Like we all know.
No, that's wrong. Look, I have this little bit of coconut water in, but I can't get it.
Oh, that's the flaw of the coconut. Clip that. Tell the camera what's happening.
Vita Coca, you suck. Look
There's
at this.
always a little left, and you can't get it out.
I gotta
no matter
cut
what
this
you
thing
do.
later. What the fuck?
If you,
Some bullshit.
we need guests. Do we need guests?
We don't need guests.
Fuck guests.
I think our first guest should be Dylan Krause. Shout out.
I think it should be our girlfriends.
Lame. No one wants to hear that. Women on a podcast? No one wants to hear that. I'm
Hey,
kidding.
hey,
Kidding.
hey.
I just meant them.
I'm actually a feminist.
I'm a male feminist.
I would go down on a woman during childbirth. That's
What? That's what makes you a feminist? While they're having a child, I'm making them orgasm.
okay. That's actually
Disgusting.
My girlfriend said that.
Did she?
Yeah, isn't that funny?
She said a male feminist goes down.
Well, she's like, oh, I said I'm a feminist. She's like, oh, what, you go down on women during childbirth? I was like, yeah.
I knew that was too funny for you to come up with. Shout out your girlfriend. Oh, guys, also, it's National Cereal Day, so
Lucky Charms.
have a cereal.
Did we do top cereals? We did, didn't we? Years ago? Months ago?
Years ago. We must have. I like, well, I feel like when we're coming up with our mystery segment, which is generally top three, I don't like it to just be like top cereals. Like, where can we, it's not too funny.
Right. It would have to be like wait, maybe we did this top 3 cereal mascots you would have sex with. Did we do that?
No, we
I
didn't.
did that with somebody.
No one's done that. What are even the right? What are even the right answers?
Tony the Tiger, for sure.
He's a man. He's a male tiger.
Yeah, but I mean, he's ripped.
He might be the only answer because what is the other one? A rabbit and a bird?
The toad. The
Oh,
frog.
the frog toad.
What is he? What cereal is he?
Snacks.
Smacks?
Who else?
Count
Count
Chocula,
Chocula.
the Boo.
Oreo O's has nothing. Do you like Oreo O's?
We ate healthy cereal, so a lot of these we didn't really do.
Cereal, I used to think was healthy, and then you get older and you're like, oh my god, it's not even.
There's
it's
nothing.
so bad for you.
There's literally nothing to
It's
it.
literally just sugar.
It's so good.
And I
though.
used to start my day with it.
Yeah.
All right, let's do our top 3 mystery segment.
Great.
Top 3 mystery segment. It is top 3 best. Drumroll, please. Best porn categories. And then on the other side of it, top 3 worst.
These are good.
So we'll do best first and then worst.
My first one,
Go.
Mia Khalifa.
Is that a category?
I'm making it. There's enough videos. There's a collection. You can fucking go through.
Well, you should do Arab then. Is it Arab or Arab?
Rob.
I'm just I'm joking.
Me
No, that's
too.
not a
I was
category.
joking.
That's a porn star. So you have to do Arab.
Yeah, but I don't want all Arabs. I just want Mia Khalifa.
Racist.
No, I just
Oh.
listen. There's one
How
video.
about turban? Is it called a turban?
uh,
What they wear? No, a shawl.
No, it's called a what's it
A
called?
shawl.
There's another word for it though.
Whatever it is.
It looks
All right,
like a
Mia,
hat.
Mia Khalifa. So I mean, I guess it's gonna be 1-0 when I say a category.
Wait, but
That's not a category.
Can I explain?
Yes.
One time there's a video, the one that made her famous, where she's with another Arab woman,
So Arab.
So in my head, I was like, I think I like Arab women.
Yeah.
And then without Mia Khalifa, it just didn't. The porn didn't do it for me. In
Yeah.
real life, I would be down.
In real life, you love all women.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so that was yours.
So do you like Mia Khalifa?
Not so much.
Why not?
I don't know. I just never really, I never really got the hype.
Gay.
Gay. It's because I'm gay. No. Top 3 best. Number 1, POV.
I don't like POV.
I kind of like POV because you can kind of imagine it's you.
Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah. I also like sometimes like in regular porn when it's not POV, they'll put a weird angle. They'll put like a man's ass for like 30 seconds, and I'm like, okay, this is weird.
Right.
For POV, that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I guess I really don't do much POV.
Yeah, POV is good.
Okay. Can't argue with that because people like POV.
Yeah, people like POV.
My next one, MILF.
MILF.
You knew it was coming.
I knew it was coming. After you talked about your whole Instagram is babies sucking on titties.
I had one video
I had
time.
like 2 people text me. They're like, does Cody really like these things? These videos of women breastfeeding?
No, did I not explain them well? It's beautiful women with beautiful breasts that happen to have babies near their breasts.
So clear it up for the 3 people that texted me. Do you like videos of women breastfeeding?
No, I think it's an extraordinary thing that it's a
You think it's brave, but you're not attracted to it.
Well, it's like a hot woman with a boob out. What am I gonna knock it?
Yeah, but it's a baby.
Baby's cute.
All right.
It's 2 things I
So
like.
the answer is yes. For the 3 people texted me, the answer is yes. All right,
What?
my turn. You said MILF.
Wait, do you like MILF?
Yeah, MILF's all right. Not one of my faves. It
you
wasn't
like-
on my top list.
Do you like older, like even older?
No.
Mature?
Sometimes when you get into the mature, it's like appalling how old these women are. I'm like, oh my gosh.
There's a category, which maybe you had this, where it's old men with young girls, but they're like old fat men.
Yeah,
Have you
I've seen that.
That's
I
so
always
good.
feel I'm always like these poor women.
Yeah.
Casting is a classic. Casting.
Is that own category? 'Cause that's
Yeah,
just like a
casting's
common
category. No.
trope. No.
Casting's good because it kind of there's this element of reality. Where sometimes you're watching a porn and you're like watching the plot line, you're like, this is such bad acting. This would never happen. Where the stepsister's like, oh my gosh,
Right.
my ass fell on your penis.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, this is like, it's really taking me out.
Dude, well that
Some of the casting like is good. I want to clarify casting where both parties are like porn actors. I don't like the casting where it's like a real person and you're like, oh, their life's ruined.
oh, like an amateur thing?
Yeah, like amateur casting, not a fan. Where you're like, oh no, they're not really, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they're not really into it.
Or you're like, you're not making the decision to be a porn star. You just decided to make a porn and put it on the internet.
And then you're
for
gonna
some
regret
reason
it.
that's
Yeah,
sad or
yeah.
something. I don't know.
It's pretty sad.
One time, maybe I told you this, where I saw porn as like clearly amateur, but instead of like doing a whole plot line,
Yeah.
they just wrote it like in text before.
Oh,
was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
he's
yeah.
a gardener and her husband's away.
Yeah,
and then just cut straight to the sex. I was like, that's so funny.
so bad.
Don't even try. Okay.
Go. Last one.
Hold on. Who called me? They called me. The cum compilation.
A cum compilation. What is that again?
It's when it's just compilation of coming.
That isn't a category.
Hell yeah, it's a category.
Maybe compilation is, or maybe cum shot is.
Yeah, cum shot compilation.
Cum shot. Okay.
Compilation.
Cum shot where though?
Wherever.
Wherever.
Anywhere.
Do you
On a picture frame.
On a picture frame. Okay.
What do you think?
It's all right. I'm not a big cum shot guy. But, to each their own.
I
My
don't
last one is massage. Massage is a good one.
Yeah, massage. I like massage.
And massage kind of goes hand in hand with, like, hidden camera. There's a couple of good massage ones out there. Shout out to the dogs if you know what that is. You know what I'm talking about.
What is that?
It's an Asian massage one. It's like a white woman and then this like Asian massage guy, and she's like, I have a husband, and he's like, no, it's fine, I'm just massaging your boob. This is what a massage is. And then slowly he just like seduces her, where she's like, oh, and it's just like and he's just like kind of doing her ass, and she's like, you shouldn't be doing the ass. He's like, no, it's fine, it's the massage. And then next thing you know, he's like absolutely finger blasting her, and it's like she's like, oh.
Does he have an accent?
Of course he does. but I
makes
can't
it
do that.
funnier. That makes it funny.
So that was my top 3. Your top 3. Okay, top 3 worst. Do you want to start?
Wait. How is this a famous video?
Yeah, it's amazing.
What's so good?
I think I like the reality stuff.
Does it seem real?
This one seems like it's definitely not real, but it seems real.
Okay.
All right, top 3 worst. You want to go first or second? I'll go first.
Okay, go.
First, gigantic penis.
You don't like gigantic penis.
I'm talking like ridiculously big, where you're like, oh, this is insanity.
But you're talking real penis, right?
Real penis.
Because my first one is fake giant penis.
Yeah,
Have
that
you
one's
seen
bad
those?
too. Yeah, I've seen
Where
those. What is it called? Mandingo or something?
Is that what it's called? And they do like the fake cum too.
Yeah, it's like they shoot whole milk through a fake penis onto a poor woman. I've seen those, and then the woman at like one point just like can't stop laughing because she's like, "This, I didn't think this would be this insane. Like this is bananas." Yeah, I think gigantic penis is bad. So you went fake penis.
Fake giant penis.
My next one is hairy.
What's hairy?
You ever just like go to watch a porn and like both parties are so hairy and you're like, okay, no, this is.
I've never seen that.
I can't get into this. It's like if you go vintage, so maybe vintage.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't like vintage.
Yeah, they're just too hairy. I'm like, what's going on here? It's just like I can't even see anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's quality's low.
Quality's low. All right.
What did I have? I like all porn. Old school HBO. We all came up on it. We grew up on it. You ever watch that?
No.
They didn't show They didn't show the genitalia.
Oh, so you're talking like TV sex scenes?
Yeah, but it was HBO, so it was like they're naked women. Like it shows their breast, but then
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it's kind of like Game of Thrones, but it was like HBO, so that's what you watch at night. And you're like, this is amazing, and then now you go back, and without the genitals, so there's nothing.
You're a genitals guy.
You gotta have it. It's also like when you're young and you see two girls kissing, and you're like, this is the best.
Yeah.
And then now
of course.
Like, you need a cock in there,
So you're anti-lesbo porn.
Yeah, it doesn't do it for me.
Wow.
I think that's a common thing, right?
Yeah. I'm not big into it. I hope my family never listens to this.
I was gonna say this is a brutal category.
Yeah, this one's tough. Last but not least, top 3 worst categories: gay. I'm not into the gay. No, I'm kidding. I'm not big into gangbang. Gangbang's a little too much.
You like gangbang?
No, when it's like I can do a sex party porn, that's great. Multiple women, multiple guys, that's hot. When it's like one woman and then like 9 dudes and she's crying.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is God help her? God help her family who, this is brutal.
Yeah, I feel like that would be...
You hope her parents were killed in an horrible accident.
Yeah, imagine if you came across that and your daughter was like... Oh.
I used to have a joke that like the children of porn stars are probably very productive because they can never watch porn.
That's funny.
But it did all right.
What about the one where it's easiest to call in to a gangbang?
Yeah, I wrote a bunch of porn jokes and then I was like, when am I going to tell these? I actually have one that I tell that works, but I don't want a big porn chunk.
Yeah, it's tough to do.
Yeah, it's like, sometimes you do it and you're like, you kind of feel people be like, ugh.
Yeah, and it's just like, if you do like too raunchy stuff, too much, if their stuff is too raunchy,
yeah,
you can't do it at an early show. You just can't, because otherwise people are like, what the fuck is he talking about? And so I don't think it's worth writing all this late night material.
Yeah.
There's one guy he's actually funny. We see him on mics, but he's the most unassuming. Like, he doesn't look like he ever has sex, and he kind of says that. But his whole 5 minutes is about coming and sex, and you're like,
yes, I know this guy.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude,
he recently had sex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's funny, but I'm like, this is not.
Where are you gonna do this?
Yeah, and it's not gonna. It doesn't fit your persona.
Yeah.
Like, people might be.
He
kind of
had just started though, right?
Yeah, he's new,
Yeah,
so he'll figure
like
it out. But
happens.
I kind of want to take him aside and be like, stop the porn stuff. I kind of do that a lot, but whatever. I'm a sexual guy.
And I think we all had. I remember in the beginning I was doing some like crazy. You just like write every joke that you can, and I was doing that. And like someone came to me and was like, "You should just stop writing these crazy jokes."
Really?
And I was like, "Oh, fuck this person." And then like 6 months later, I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna stop."
What do you know who said that?
I don't remember their name.
It's a weird thing though in comedy where you're like, if you told this person just one little thing, it would help them a lot. But everyone just is like, they just got to figure it out.
Yeah.
Even though I'm like, this would help you, save you fucking months of time.
Yes. 100%.
I mean, a lot of time people aren't gonna listen, but certain like little things like that, you're like, don't do this, and they're like,
Yeah, part of me thinks people just have to experience it.
yeah.
Experience.
And why
the
are you
value.
trying to help everyone's competitive? You know.
Yeah.
My last category, fisting.
Yeah. Who likes that?
Also, this thing, maybe I've talked about this. I've been seeing where I was watching one, and all of a sudden it was this woman's like asshole inside out.
Oh, prolapsed.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's a prolapsed
I
asshole.
almost throw up just thinking about it.
Yeah, I've never watched one of those, but I'll see like a thumbnail or two, and I'm like, okay, I gotta go.
You can't do
It's
that.
kind of
to
a
me.
wake up call. I gotta go outside.
Yeah.
I gotta go
fucking
pray.
Do a push up or
Yeah,
something.
I gotta go do push-ups and go to church. Holy shit.
That's crazy. Anyway, so that was our. I don't know if I like that top 3. I
Yeah.
feel a little icky after that.
You came up with it.
I know. I
Top
thought-
3 kisses was great. People told me it was so funny. They thought it was funny how we went from like the spider. Did you listen to the episode where we were like talking about Spider-Man kisses, and then like randomly you're like, "You ever throw fucked a woman?" Where I'm like, and I don't even react. I'm just like, "No, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah." And we like just like talk about it. My one friend was like, "I can't believe you just jumped."
I don't. Dude, last week was. I don't remember anything. It was a
fever
blur.
dream.
It was a fever dream.
I was doing my African accent. You were doing something else.
I was doing that. Fuck. I don't. What else you got?
I know we got like 10 more minutes. What happened? Anything exciting happened with you this week?
Going to California? I talked about
Going
that.
to Cali.
We're like an old couple. We ran out of things to say. You like tuna melts?
I actually don't like tuna melts. I don't like tuna hot. I watched. There's this guy who has like a food truck in England, and he obviously has like on a GoPro or something, and it's a very popular food truck where he sells potatoes. Have you seen this? He sells like baked potatoes, but he has like a bunch of toppings. And this one guy came up and he's like, "What can I get you?" And he's like, "Oh, let me get tuna and chili."
Mm.
And he's like, "No butter?" And the guy's like, "Yeah, no butter." And he makes fun of him for that, which I was like, this is not the weird thing. But then he takes the 2 baked potatoes and he like kind of chops them up a little, and then he puts tuna, and then he puts chili over the tuna.
I don't think that sounds that bad.
Oh, hot tuna?
Yeah. Tuna
I'm not
melt?
big. I'm not big into it.
I think that's one of those things at first you're like, that's weird, but if you.
I bet
those
if I ate it,
flavors
yeah.
might actually not be bad together.
Do you like tuna?
Love tuna.
Tuna melt?
Love it so much.
Is it on your top 3 sandwiches?
Top 3 sandwiches.
Go.
Tuna melt.
Tuna melt's in there.
Like from
And
a diner?
Italian's got to be in there.
No.
Chicken parm hero.
Oh, I don't like chicken parm heroes.
This is I can't. I'm off sauce.
I don't really like. I've never really liked chicken parm very much. I always thought it was overrated.
I agree with you there. I'd rather just have a cutlet with a sauce.
I don't like cutlets much either.
Like a cutlet with like a dipping sauce. You don't like
Ooh.
cutlets? You like chicken nuggets?
Love chicken nuggets.
Do you? When was the last time you got fast food?
I go to Taco Bell quite often.
Ugh.
Maybe I've said this. Taco Bell in California is praised.
Much better.
Everyone loves it. It's great. And then you come out here and you say Taco Bell, people are like repulsed, and you're like, dude.
Have you ever seen a normal person at a fast food like a normal worker? Whenever I think of fast food, I think of like the people behind the counter are like so disinterested. They're like, you can just tell like, oh, they fucking hate being here.
Yeah.
And I get that. But also like, I've never seen anyone not. The only thing I've seen is Chick-fil-A's. The workers at Chick-fil-A seem a little more enthusiastic.
You mean to say you've never seen a hot person working fast
No,
food?
I'm like, I'm just like, they're just like, I can't, like, they look so mad.
Chick-fil-A, though, is like, they are very nice, but they're like robotic nice where you're like, what's up? Because it's like religious.
Yeah. I went to a Chick-fil-A in Florida when I went to visit Becca's family, and it was just like a bunch of like high school kids working there, which is probably cool. Like if you're just working with all your friends a few times.
Yeah, In-N-Out is like that back home where it's like normal people, young kids do it.
Yeah. I don't know what is it about Chick-fil-A and In-N-Out? Like Wendy's, McDonald's. Whenever I'm at a Wendy's, McDonald's, Burger King, it's like drug addicts,
Yeah.
maniacs.
Yeah, I wonder what that is. Because In-N-Out also, though, the pay's like higher. And then
Maybe
you
they
get like benefits and shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they just like hire. I don't know. It's kind of sad.
How high are you? You're a West Coast guy. How high are you on In-N-Out?
I think it's good. I don't love it like a lot of people do, but I also hate when people. There's so many people who from the East Coast who try it and they're like, it's horrible. It's like
I'm the opposite. I'm East Coast. I tried it. I'm like, this is the greatest thing I've ever had.
Yeah, and even if you don't like it, it's you just be like, it's fine.
It's
don't,
not
Don't act
horrible.
like it's horrible.
It's not. Yeah, it's not
horrible.
horrible.
Means you can't eat it.
Yeah.
And you can eat it. It's good.
Yeah.
So you loved it.
Yeah, I liked it.
I don't think the fries are good and the milkshakes are not cold enough.
Oh, I liked both of those things. Fries were great. I didn't. When people are like, "Oh, you got to do the animal style,"
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Oh, I like that.
I don't like when people douse their food in like sauces. I'm like, wait, this is like just because all sauce is sugar.
That's you're complaining about it, but at that point you're just eating what you're like. Fuck
Yeah, I'm
it.
like, I'm just like a dog.
But I mean, like at that point, why are you worried about health when you're eating like a giant burger?
I don't know. I just don't like. Maybe I like a adequate amount of sauce.
Wait, did you have Carl's Jr. upstate or is it Hardee's?
I had neither of those. We had. I don't think we had a fast food chain. We just had like Stewart's upstate. I'm trying to think if I had a fast food chain just in upstate New York. I don't think so.
There's a place called Dutch Bros in West Coast.
It's
like
good.
Coffee.
Yeah.
But they have like the most extravagant frappuccino type drinks.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
incredible. And the first time we went, my sister and I went to a drive-thru. We're like, "Oh, it was our first time." They're like, "Oh, great!" And then they gave it to us for free.
Really?
So nice. I was like, "Wow,
That's crazy.
it's so good." Yeah, In-N-Out rules.
Have you ever gotten a meal for free? Other than that, like, because you knew the guy.
Like In-N-Out or
At a
anywhere,
restaurant?
At a restaurant. One time, I never know what stories I've told. When my brother and I went, I was a bartender and this guy would always come in. I'm like, "Oh," he's like, "Come to my restaurant around the corner."
Oh, I think you did tell the story.
Oh,
right?
fuck.
And he comped it.
No,
But then you have to ask.
yeah, the guy, they put everything on the bill.
Yeah.
So then my brother and I like, "Do we ask?" Because they just sent the stuff out.
Yeah.
It's like such an awkward thing to ask.
And you asked?
Yeah, we're like, "Oh, I think he said." Actually, I did that the other day. I went to hang posters at Citizens where we do our show.
Yeah.
And the manager gave me a coffee, but he didn't say like don't pay. So I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want me to pay for this?" Like it's so awkward. I didn't know how to.
Did you say, "Do you want me?" I would have said, "What do I owe for the coffee?"
That's what I should have said, but he wasn't behind the counter,
Yeah.
so I had to like walk. So it was like clear. He wasn't like gonna ring me up.
And what did he say?
He's like, "Oh no, you're good." But
Yeah.
I just felt so awkward, being like, "Oh, should I pay?"
Yeah.
I just never want to assume in a situation like that. But it's like awkward to ask too.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll ask people, like, if someone's waiting a while for their food at the place I work, I'll be like, "Hey, can I grab you a coffee while you wait?" And sometimes they're like, no, I'm okay. And I'm like, "Look, it's gonna be free." And they're like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, people do. Yeah,
And I'm like, "What do you think? I was trying to get more profit
yeah, people do
out
that.
of you, who I'm grateful that you're waiting."
right. It's also a thing. I don't know what we talked about. Where people who complain more get more in free things,
Yes.
and that always drives me nuts.
I think that's in life though, not just restaurants.
Yeah, for sure.
It's called like being not agreeable, right?
Yeah. Do you know what I did the other day? Where I ordered a soccer jersey online.
Yeah.
The delivery got fucked up, so I'm like into messaging the company, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, you gotta cancel the order and resend." And I was like, "Oh, can I have a discount code?" Like
Yeah.
just in it, just asked,
Yeah.
and then he gave me 30% off
That's amazing.
just by asking. And
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like, and then I feel bad, but I'm like, because they didn't really do anything wrong, but they just by asking they give you something. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I bet those customer service people like have discount codes and stuff that they can just give out,
Yeah.
and they just don't.
I know, like my ex-girlfriend used to work at a hotel, and she said, someone just ask, "Hey, can we get a discount?" They'll give it to you.
Do you have to have
Just
a
for
reason?
asking. No, they're like, "Oh, could I get like a discounted room?" I mean, this was like she was like La Quinta. I don't know if you'd have
La
that hotel
Quinta.
chain, but they would just give you, and like people with Airbnb ask us, and it's just by asking, unless it's like a prime weekend, we'll give them a discount just
How
because they
much?
ask. I mean, it depends. If it's
50
like
a night?
no, never that low. Like we usually minimum it's usually like 200 a night. But if it's like midweek and they're checking in tomorrow, we'll
No, I'm
give
saying you knock off 50.
Oh yeah, we'll knock off like
You'll
yeah,
knock off a 50
yeah, like
piece?
knock off 50 for each night.
Well, they sometimes say like, "Hey, I'm between two Airbnbs. I'm thinking of booking this one and another one. If you knocked off 50, I would choose you."
Never like straight out, but they'll like definitely negotiate.
Yeah, yeah.
Where someone will be like the other day, someone's like, "Could I get a discount?" I was like, "I'll give you 300 out the door, like with fees and everything." He's like, "Can we do 250?"
And what'd you say?
And I was like, "Yeah." Like I could negotiate, but at the end of the day, it's money we weren't gonna get anyway.
Yeah. So
But-
they kind of have you.
Yeah. Oh, they have you for sure. I mean, there is a point when, like, if they want to keep pushing it, eventually they'll say no. But you could push it so far.
Do you guys because you manage some Airbnbs, have you done the math on like, oh, we have to book X amount of days out of the year to cover taxes?
Fuck no.
No. But you don't. I mean, you're not the guy worrying about that. You're just dealing with the day to day.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, my mom's like a little bit disorganized with that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So she.
Plus, I bet
she just has the money coming in.
Yeah, business is good. You're not worried about that as much.
Yeah, especially except for like January, February, like everything's booked all the time. So.
Have a lot of neighborhoods and stuff have in towns have like banned Airbnbs.
Yeah.
Has that affected you guys?
No, they do like a.
You get grandfathered in.
Yeah, well, it's like they have or only issue a certain amount of permits.
Yeah.
And so now, like, if you could sell your house and if it has the permit, that like you can get extra money from it.
Yeah.
But apparently, in our city right now, people aren't paying they're listing Airbnb without the permit, and no one's cracking down on them, which takes business from us.
That's annoying.
So so you kind of just got to wait for the city to be like, okay, we're gonna crack down on them.
Yeah, my mom's neighborhood, no one's ever done this, and then some person just started doing Airbnb, and I don't think people are thrilled about it.
Yeah, I mean it does like raise your prices in the area, I guess, but
yeah, I think one of her neighbors was like, I never used to lock the door, and she's like, now I do.
Oh, with like crime and stuff, or just
she's
strangers?
Just like it's just like a nice small like town, and it's like a little cul-de-sac, and everyone knows each other.
Yeah.
So she was like, I feel a little weird.
Yeah, I guess like where we're from, it's all wine country, so it's all like kind of upper class people. Which not that they don't commit crime, but they're generally like pretty quiet.
Yeah,
which is good.
All right,
come by sometime. Yeah, we're getting on the Airbnb stuff.
Airbnb 52. Any parting thoughts?
Sorry, everyone's calling me. So popular. No, I'm gonna go see Dune later.
Dune 2.
Dune 2.
You seeing it today?
Yeah, gonna see.
With who?
My Australian friend Ben.
Wow.
Good on ya.
You have 2 Australian friends.
Yeah, I do.
Do him and your other one talk?
Yeah, they connect. When they're at the shows together.
What do they say?
They say, "Oh, mate, you get a flat white. You fucking busted down to the Gold Coast."
They love flat whites.
Yeah. Avocado toast.
Let me get a fucking flat white and avocado toast, mate. Like, I have neither of those things. I also don't know what a flat white is.
It's just it's how the milk's foamed. So
it's a shot of espresso with foamed milk?
Yeah, it's like the same amount as a cappuccino, but cappuccino's like thickly foamed. Where flat white should have 0 foam.
I think I kind of like that. I don't like a thick foam.
The Australians love it. It's like it's
what else do Australians love?
They use a lot of expressions all the time.
I follow this guy on Instagram who I think is Australian, but he was saying he just like kind of talks at his camera, and he has a pretty good following, and it's like electric. And I think it's because he has so many expressions I don't know.
Was the guy you sent me with the lip with the Spain? Oh yeah.
He's like, good on you, mates. I got oral herpes and I'm in this.
Yeah.
He's like, what a crazy day we have. I'm trying to pick up a lassie and she's gonna, and then he says something in Spanish. He's like, that means meat sword. And it's like electric.
No, that's how my Ben is like that. Where he's like, oh, you wiggity waggity walks, and you're like, what does that mean? He's like, oh, we're eating breakfast, and you're like, what the? It's like this crazy. It's like a different language almost.
It's honestly not fair. He's fishing with dynamite with the women.
But I've noticed with even like expression wise, like the girl I'm dating, not to bring her up again.
Shout out.
But she uses like way more expressions all the time, and I'm like, is this just like a generational? She's like a little younger than me.
What is example?
I can't even think of like just all the time. I'm like,
she said that shit lit.
It's not even
that's lit, yo.
It's not even that, because that's like the hip hop influence. I hear that a lot in New York, so I get that. But it's just like expressions where I'm like, I figure out the context, but I'm like, wait, that's something people say.
You gotta write them down next time she says something.
She's like, shit, that dick be popping out.
That dick be popping, son.
You be coming all over my titties.
Okay, all right, we'll end on that. My name's Kellen Breen. Follow me. Shout out my cousin Doug for responding to the Spotify. I'll give you $1 next time I see you.
Hi. Also shout out Hannah. She's always a fan. She said about you, he seems like a good guy.
That's true. When did she say this?
The other day.
In person?
No, she texted me.
She said, Kellen seems like a good guy.
Seems like a fun guy.
Hannah, shout out.
Little does you know you don't do anything fun.
I do a lot of things fun. I don't stay up past 10 o'clock.
Yes.
That's where I draw the line. Before 10, though, I'm fun.com.
Yeah.
All right.
True. Okay, bye.
Bye.